Welcome to the One Fall WrestleCast.
Kenny no balls. Kenny no balls.
Something's not right.
Are we missing somebody? Something? Where'd he go?
At least he gave us a reason this time, huh? You know what I'm saying? Like
poor kid's at work. I gotta, I feel for him. And he was like, "Go without me, leave me to die." It's like good for him. Derek's got to earn a living. He's got mouths to feed.
He may, however, join us later. We'll see.
That's all right.
Seems like he was nearing close to the end of his work day. So
yeah, but he's got to come home. He's got to poop. He's got to do
dinner. Got to do all that stuff. In the meantime, I'm gonna drink some whiskey, and you're gonna drink some beer, and we're gonna talk about some things, huh?
It's healthy for me.
So some things happened this week.
Couple big things. Not really many little things, which is good because I don't like, the trifles. Have you ever? The trifles are not important.
Nobody called me turkey tits this week, so we're doing well. Although I was leaving today and he was walking in.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Was he stone cold sober?
Oh yeah. He was like, "What's going on, Walt? How you doing, bud?"
He knew your name?
Kept it. Yeah. I mean, I'm the guy, man.
That's right. You're on the wall, I guess.
I'm the top guy.
Yeah, your name's on the wall, so I guess they have to know.
And
you have a name tag? Do you have a name tag?
I don't wear a name tag.
I didn't think you wore a name tag.
No.
I was like, most people wear name tags, but I didn't think you had a name tag on any of the times I ever saw you there. So
see the name tag? You're in my world now, Grandma.
You're in my world now. Yeah.
So speaking of being in people's worlds, bud, how about Tony Khan and just living his best life in his own little world,
taking total control.
Yeah.
He accepts creative input, but he is the final say. He's Vinnie Mac of the 90s now.
He definitely is. And you know what, man? Good for him, bro. Like, I'm not mad at it, man. So
the product has improved, but go on.
In case you guys don't know what we're talking about, it was reported this week that the EVPs of AEW, Cody Rhodes, the Bucks, and Kenny No Balls.
Kenny No Balls
are EVPs in name only. So they've been stripped of all of their creative control. And something that, Tom, if you remember correctly, we kind of touched on this maybe being a thing about 6 months ago, something like that.
I think it was
4 months ago.
I think it was 3. I think at least 3 months ago, because that's about when it really started picking up. Like the shows started getting. Maybe it was. When did we go?
We went. It's probably been a month and a half, right?
Okay, yeah, okay. It's been. You're right. It's been at least 4 months. Because the shows really started picking up steam, and they had continuity, and they had like there were baby faces and heels. It was a little cleaner, and like things seemed to make sense. And like they finally started. Not only did they start getting good talent, but good talent was on Showcase, and talent that's like, oh, good God, this guy again was not seen, as noted by the fact that Joey Janela has not been around for the better all year. All year?
Fucking nothing. He hadn't been on. I think he was on one episode of Dark, not even the good Dark, not the Elevation Dark, not the higher level Dark.
Well, I don't watch. Look, he could have been on all those episodes, but I don't watch them. So,
man, it's hard enough to fit time in to watch the 9 hours that we come in here and try to talk about.
Right.
You know what I mean,
good God,
I've been watching a little bit of extra wrestling, but I've also been catching stuff live, which is kind of not really my norm. So it's opened up the door to me watching a little bit of extra stuff.
I watched Raw and Smackdown live.
That's good. I didn't watch. I still have yet to watch Raw. You said it was good 2 weeks ago, and I still didn't.
It wasn't. It was just because I know we're not going to touch on it. It's the draft Raws, despite their ability to pull almost 2 million viewers, are always like, to me, like and I watch them every year, and I don't know why, but it's like it's like sitting through like a staff meeting. It's administrative. It's an administrative 3 hours, and it's always like there's wrestling matches, but the matches are so fast, and like not only are they so fast, every one of them has like a run in and a beat down and like a disqualification or it's a squash. There's literally that's it. That's all there are, and there's less matches than usual. They try to stuff backstage and interview segments in there, but those get cut with like, we gotta cut away to a draft. Like, really? Like you have it's so immediate, like you're not running this show.
I mean,
like,
they're just trying to get their shit in, pal.
They really are, and they really push the shit in. Pun intended. For that show. Smackdown was no different though. It's just it was the same administrative television show. I don't know why people love to tune in.
It was, but it wasn't. I mean, they gave us some heavy storyline there, man. Like,
they did. Well, because they're tying it all together, and because God, so I'm a bit salty because I hate Crown Jewel. I hate the Saudi Arabia shows. I think that they're blood money. They're blood money shows. And I want to see a picture. You remember when Donald Trump touched that orb in Saudi Arabia? I want to see Vince McMahon touch the orb in Saudi Arabia and maybe push it off and like break it, like, ha ha, pal. But I just, it's such, God, it's such a like pandering. So I'm a metal fan, right? And I know you're a metal fan too, but you're like a fan of like heavy music. And it's like, if somebody sells out, like, you effing sellouts. Like my best example of like the biggest sellout piece of trash, Aaron Lewis from Stained.
Yeah.
What a sellout piece of trash, right? He was like, I got metal cred. And even though he was a sellout piece of trash when he was a metal artist, then he's like, I'm country and I hate Joe Biden. La da da. He's not from the South, by the way. And he just, sellout piece of crap. But that's what this feels like to me. It is the sellout piece of crap show of WWE, and it puts a bad taste in my mouth. I refuse to watch it, and I refuse to accept it as canon. And this year, luckily, I don't think I'm going to, because they're not going to take the belt off Roman. God, they better not take the belt off of Roman.
Bro, wouldn't that be some shit?
I mean, they've done it before.
I mean, they did it to the Fiend.
Yeah, but the Fiend wasn't Roman Reigns. But yeah, you're right. I don't disagree with you. But that's, so that's why this like Saudi Arabia show really just leaves a bad taste. There's going to be a title change. I don't know who, but there's going to be a title change in Saudi Arabia. It's going to happen.
Is Big E wrestling on that?
He's wrestling Drew McIntyre, who's now on SmackDown. So.
Oh yeah, that's a throwaway.
That's a throwaway. Yeah, it'll be fun to watch, especially because they're both baby faces too right now. So
yeah. I'll be glad. I hope that whenever Drew moves, you know what? What are we doing here? We're talking about AEW. We started talking about the damn draft.
We did. Well, we started talking about Crown Jewel. We didn't talk about the draft yet.
Yeah.
But you're right. That's the point. Like, they get the draft, but then they're also like building up Super Showdown, which because of the time zone difference is like, it starts at like 2 PM or something like that. It's like it's like an odd time to watch anything in America. Yeah. It's competing with like, I think Sally Jesse Raphael's dead, but like it competes with that time slot, like just some Judge Judy time. It's like, do you want to watch Judge Judy? Or do you want to watch a show for a blood money show in Saudi Arabia? It's like, well, maybe I just won't watch TV. But anyway, it's an interesting concept. I was glad to not have to see it for 2 years, truthfully, if I'm being serious. But here we are again. We're back. Apparently, it's fine to travel to Saudi Arabia.
I mean, I'm
all right. You can fill me in.
I'm gonna watch it.
Are you off?
I mean, I'll probably just run it back on the old Peacock.
I mean, you could do that. It is live on the Peacock.
Yeah. So
live on the Peacock.
Listen, pal, I respect
for it.
I respect your stance. I really do. but I'm not missing Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. It's not happening.
I know.
It could be on the surface of the sun, bud. I'm gonna watch it.
Actually, that would be a pretty good one. Actually, on the surface
Yeah,
of the sun.
that'd be pretty cool.
I'd watch that.
Yeah,
I'd watch that.
but I'm gonna watch it. So I'll let you know how it goes.
Okay, I might tune in for that one, but see, the thing is, I don't know. Like,
listen, man, you gotta either be all or nothing, bud.
No,
yeah,
I think I'm nothing.
I'm just saying.
I think I'm nothing. So let's talk. We were talking about AEW. Let's talk about AEW, then we can talk about the draft.
Yeah, so EVPs have lost all of their creative control. They're allowed to give input, but a quote here is, as far as creative or hiring talent goes, is absolutely Tony Khan's prerogative now.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's a fairly bold statement there about the current direction of the AEW product, right? Like, you know, you and I will sit here and we'll debate this till the sun, you know, till the cows come home, as they say, right? The sun sets on the whatever, all that cliche shit, right? So
the sun never sets on the Roman Empire.
Yeah. That's okay. Okay, calm down.
I just had to acknowledge him.
I woke up the other day. You sent that thing that said, "Have you taken your moment today to acknowledge your travel chief?" I was just like, man, he's already at it. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Look, man, my kids get up and I'm up. That's it. I'm there.
Hey, listen, I'm not going to disagree with you. It's good shit. So we touched on this a couple of months ago, right? And I was the one that I think I was the one that was like, hey, man, if anybody's like on the outs on this, it's got to be Cody, right? Like, is he being a douchebag? I think that he probably is. I mean, you know, but there's another quote here that says, the others are still great friends, but Cody is very much on the outside looking in.
So I think I have thoughts on this as well. I think we're starting to realize maybe why Cody was never a top guy in WWE, right? Are we starting to? He didn't play. Are we starting to like recognize?
So like I get this impression that Cody is very full of himself.
Oh, really? You get that impression? It couldn't have been that. Was it the neck tattoo? Was it the dragging his dog and his wife out? Was it what could it have been, Walt? What was the indicator that really nailed it home?
So
for you,
you know, all that stuff was passable for me, right? It's like,
was it
okay, man.
Was it the fact that he got killed and then would like just baby face crawl out of the depths of hell to win every feud he was in, despite booking himself as the ultimate hammer smashed faced underdog? Was that what really sold it on you?
Listen, that's still all. It's okay. Like, all of that is okay. Right,
it's fine,
but
you have to remember that was all his call, right? Like he booked himself, like that's like Triple H never booked himself like that. You know what I mean? Triple H never booked himself as the oh my god, such an underdog story.
Well, no, but who would believe that shit anyways?
Nobody. That's why it's not believable when Cody does it either.
Oh my god, like, so. What I'm trying to say here, Tom, is my man
just get it out.
My man takes himself too seriously, right? Like, he's out here, he's got his reality show, and I'm sorry, but from the commercials that I've seen on that, this show was not a good look for him, right? Just based on like the little clips and stuff that I've seen. I haven't actually watched it.
I honestly, I meant to watch it, and then I had more baseball and softball to coach. But yeah, I will watch it at some point just so I can shit on it later.
Yeah, I'm all in on that.
We should live watch an episode.
We could totally do that.
What are they, 30 minutes? That would be a great thing. Oh yeah, man,
I think they are 30 minutes. Yeah,
we should do that.
We could definitely do that.
Okay.
But
future content.
Yeah, so you know, Cody's a douchebag is basically what this comes down to, right? And it's like the fans are starting to turn their back on him.
They booed the crap out of him.
Oh,
They booed him so hard, and like when Aleister Black or what's his name, Mordecai.
I didn't think Derek was here.
He's not. I'm sorry. Malachi Black finally spit in his face and kicked his head off. They were like, that was the biggest pop of the night, and it was like they were supposed to be mad that the heel killed the babyface, but they were like, I'm so glad he's dead. Kill him again. Like, it's cool. And then Arn Anderson threatened to shoot him. It was a weird.
It was weird.
It was a weird. Like, Arn was like, we're gonna bang. What?
That was a strong promo, though.
It was a
strong Arn the Enforcer Anderson promo.
It was, yeah. I was just shocked. I mean, it was shocked. Look, it was shocking enough that it was just like a ringing, like, what? Huh? Okay.
Listen, let's be real. That took a lot of balls to say that and use that motion on national television in 2021. Like,
it did, but you know what? I think it got the right reaction. It was done by the right guy, and it was. I think it went over the way they wanted it to get over. Whereas, like, nobody's like, Arn needs canceled. I haven't heard that.
No, not at all. I've heard nothing but positive feedback from that promo.
Lots of like shocked reactions, like, and memes. It's very memeable.
Listen, the Powerball Championship thing on Facebook that I'm a member of.
I'm still a member.
Oh, are you? They made shirts.
I saw that. I kind of
Armed Anderson. Yeah.
Armed Anderson. I kind of want to get one. I saw that. I was like, it's not too bad.
Over on Pro Wrestling Tees, by the way.
Yeah, Pro Wrestling Tees.
But like I really think that, like, he's out here, he's trying to do his own thing, right? You think it's like, for him, it's like a legacy thing, like trying to just have people talk about him the way that they talk about his dad. Do you think that, like, his sole opponent, like his biggest storyline is he's wrestling the ghost of his dad, right?
Absolutely.
Like
100%.
And I think that that's really what this stems from. There's nothing more than that. He's out here, he's trying to, and like right now, man, like you can't even say all the stuff that you said about him before, where he booked himself, he looked strong and this and that and the other, and you're absolutely right, but now he's out here, he's putting guys over, he's trying to do some of the, make some of these guys look good. And when he was with the TNT champion, he did the open challenge, got guys like Ricky Starks a job, I mean, he's out here doing some good things, but at the same point in time, I think that the problem with Cody compared to the rest of the AEW roster is that he's very 1980s.
Well, yes, he is, but at the same time, he's also very like, he's here and he's around until I got to take a month off to do this. I got to take a month off to do that. He's like, he's here and then he's not, and he's here and he's not. So he's gone away. How many? I mean, it's like he's doing not same thing. I mean,
it's been at least 4 or 5 since AEW's.
Yeah, I mean, it's only been 2 years. Like this is, and right off the bat, he was like, if I lose, I will never challenge for the AEW title again. Which almost makes him a flat tire, right? To like a lot of people, it's like, oh, well, he's a top guy. Well, he's not a top guy because he's not going to do top guy things. He can't challenge for the top guy belt. Not a top guy. So, but then he takes up half a program. And it's like, oh, Cody Rhodes has 38 minutes tonight.
Yeah, and 36 of them are his entrance.
Yeah. There's wrestling. It only has one royal family. Bam, bam, bam. That's the like. I think that's what it is. Honestly, I think he needs to turn heel if he's going to stick around and maybe just do some heel jobs. Get some top babyface, like top guy baby faces over because right now, he's really only like getting heels over, or he's getting top baby faces over. But then he's like with Darby, he got Darby over, but then he shook his hand, right? Like, right. I respect you. And now, because Cody Rhodes respects you, who the F? Okay, thanks, Stardust. It's not like Roman Reigns respects you. It's not like Brock Lesnar respects you. It's like, oh, I'm gonna give you my tap of approval, but I'm just Cody Rhodes, and he's not done anything right on AEW really, other than be the TNT champion.
I think the last notable thing that Cody's actually done was beat Nick Aldis at All In for the NWA Championship. Like, that's probably been like the last big deal thing he's done, right?
That was probably the last. I mean, that was probably the best match he had too. Even despite the match between him and Dustin, which was great.
Oh, it was
But
phenomenal.
it was. I mean, good God, Dustin bled. That was so much blood.
Yeah.
That's more blood than I've actually ever seen come out of a human in real time that wasn't like fucking Mortal Kombat.
So, and then in the meantime, right? So, like, you got this side of the coin where Cody's out here doing his own thing, and then you've got the Bucks and Kenny that are just like living Bullet Club dreams in America, right? And they're all hanging out and doing their thing, and they're over here living their best life, and Cody's on this side riding the struggle bus, trying to figure out who he is in 2021 as a professional wrestler, right? And meanwhile, you've got the other three that are involved in one of the best storylines in professional wrestling.
It's fine.
It is fine. I mean, I'm just saying, like, the general consensus is this is the greatest thing to ever happen in professional wrestling. And
fucking marks.
A lot of us out there. But, you know,
Anyway.
at the same point in time, it's like they're just kind of doing their thing, living their best life, right? And I think that the fact that they've been stripped of their creative control has actually made all four of them more valuable as talent, right?
Absolutely. Kenny Omega. So, okay, let's Kenny Omega and the Bucks. Let's kind of talk about them. So, Kenny Omega as the champ. Clearly, I mean, he's still the worst champ as a whole for me.
100%.
He's just not. He's trying to do what Chris Jericho did with a stable, and it's just not. It's not hitting in the same way. He's not Chris Jericho. He'll never be Chris Jericho. Can Brian Danielson drag a really good match out of him? Yeah, he can. I don't know why everybody's still so bonkers for that match, though. Like, it was good, but everything Brian Danielson does is good. Like, he does good matches.
I finally watched it, and like, I mean, it was really, really good, but it's not the greatest match in the history of pro wrestling.
It's not even the greatest match Brian Danielson had this year.
I'll give you that.
It's like, I don't know that it's been the greatest match in AEW since Brian Danielson has debuted. I don't know. Was it good? Yeah, it was good. He got the best match out of Kenny Omega that he possibly could. But I mean, the bar was so low. Like, Kenny Omega's matches were so bad. Like, he had such bad talent to work with, and they're just like, "Oh, Kenny will get you through it." Kenny Omega hit Joey Janela in the head with an aluminum tray, like aluminum, like
a cookie sheet, pal.
It was an aluminum cookie sheet, though. It was like a dollar store. It wasn't even like a real, like, Martha Stewart, like Teflon coated cookie sheet. It was just like that aluminum nonstick cookie sheet.
Shit.
And it was, and he had to sell it like, "Oh my God, I'm killed by this tinfoil." It was,
Listen, I wasn't gonna say that like you're wrong. I mean, I'm not high on Kenny Omega and his in-ring work either. I mean, I've seen flashes of what everybody talks about, but like I'm just not sold, right? So, all of this, the shakeup in the top of AEW, it's like, is that what the product needed?
yes,
Was one clear voice.
Yes. Oh my God! Like, the difference between where the product is right now versus where it was 1 year. 1 year ago, it was outlaw mud show bullshit wrestling. It was literally not worth turning the television on for.
Yeah, but some people would disagree with you on that. And
okay,
say
well, those people would be wrong.
And I mean, and that's fair, right?
Okay, that's fine. They were wrong, but like, it's now literally like it's a compelling wrestling show. It's a good even when they don't necessarily, like, hot shot it and knock it out of the park. It's still a good wrestling show. Like, they put on a good 2 hours. on Wednesdays. It's hard to watch on Fridays, but I do try to watch. I feel like that 1 hour Friday show is still generally a pretty good show. That like they're doing a good job. They're putting on good television. We went live.
Yeah,
live.
Awesome.
They're putting on a fantastic live show.
Hey, and if you want to check out our trip to Dynamite in Pittsburgh, it's on the old YouTube there. Just go ahead and give it a click ski.
I mean, it's a fantastic live show. They keep the audience involved the whole time. They really understand the key to the proper live show is keeping that audience engaged, and you're engaged the whole time. Justin Roberts does a great job keeping you engaged, and they do a great job even in between with stuff you don't see on TV just to keep you engaged.
Yeah.
And it's really a good show. So I mean,
And
I
hey,
really
listen
think they're doing it.
listen too. Do you think that's got anything to do with the arena, man? Like, you know, I know you and I talked about it, but like, I feel like being a little bit tighter to the ring really keeps you in tune with what's going on.
I mean, they're not that small of shows, though. I mean, they're 20,000 seat arenas. They're not. I mean, they're not 32. They're not 35,000 seat arenas, but they're selling out 22,000 seat arenas, basketball arenas. So I mean, yeah, but yeah, you're right. I mean, keeping them a little tight. I think the Pete. I think their capacity is something like 18,000, and I do think that was a sellout. But I mean, man, it was a hell of a show. And you're right. I mean, they seem to stick to the places where it's like, well, there's not really a bad seat here. Like I feel like even if they went to even because Adam and I went to the Pens preseason game on Sunday, I feel like even if they went to like Consol Energy Center, or what the fuck is it now?
PPG
Paints Arena, yeah. Even if they went to PPG Paints Arena, like they could do some good numbers. They may not sell it out, but I mean, you know, there would be good seats everywhere available, and I think that's next, right? Like I think the next time
I hope not.
You know what? I hope they do. I think that whatever the 28,000 yada 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 yada, and what's the final? It's and 87. It's like the 87 is the sellout because it's standing room only crowd. I think that works, and I think they could do that. But and I hope they do. That's my thing.
Because that means that they're continuing to do good things and they're continuing to grow, and you and I are both here for that, right?
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Look, AEW is doing the thing that I've been wanting them to do, which is get better and continue to get better, and like cut out the things that aren't great. My thoughts is that AEW is going to outgrow, and this is step one of outgrowing the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and Cody Rhodes, and I think four of those guys are going to find themselves, I don't want to say out of job, but sort of like unhappy. You know, Kenny will probably go back to Japan. The Young Bucks, so I don't know what the fuck they'll do. Cody, I don't know. He's got so much going on. He might just, go either stick around a little bit and then, just do his own thing here and there. But, sort of be that guy who's like the thorn in the side of the fans, but not quite like that important. And but no, I think this is sort of the beginning of the end. I think Jericho will retire at some point, but I think AEW's future is without them, right? Like they were the beginning, right, of AEW. But I think AEW's future is without them, and I think I think their days are more numbered than even they realize, and than they initially thought this was going to be. I think they thought this was a long-term, lifelong. They were going to retire from here as crippled old men, like Ric Flair did. Against Shawn Michaels. I think that's how they envisioned themselves going out of AEW, and I don't think that's going to be the case.
Man, that's a pretty bold claim there, pal.
I just think that it's going to leave them behind.
I mean,
oof. You get some chills there?
Ooh, that's bold, bud.
I'm a bold guy.
I appreciate it, and I respect it.
But we'll see. I'm interested to see what happens when Hangman comes back. That's truthfully, he's sort of the dark horse in all of this, right?
Yeah.
because he left to have a kid sort of at the most inopportune time. I think they were really going to put the belt on him here, but
I believe that they were going to put the belt on him,
and I think that's prolonged Kenny Omega's sort of anemic reign. We'll call it anemic because that's sort of what it's been. I think that's prolonged it, and that doesn't help Kenny. I don't know what happens when Hangman comes back. I don't know if he has to build back up.
I'm assuming that he's going to have to.
I mean, it's been a while now. Like, I thought it was maybe only going to be for like a month or so, but we're working on month 3 or so now.
Yeah, something like that. It's definitely been a stretch. Man. But yeah. I can see what you're talking about and like how you think that the product's going to outgrow them. Just with the direction that they're going, but that I don't think necessarily that it's going to be next week, next month, next year.
No. I mean, I think 5 years from now we'll look at it and go, yeah, the product outgrew those guys. It's not a 12-month thing. Maybe 3 years. Maybe that'll be what we're seeing. But that's where we are.
A little bit more long term. I might tend to agree with you. We'll see how Tony Khan continues to grow his company and really rope in guys like you and I that we're just like,
They just have to sign good. They just have to sign good talent, and we'll watch.
I can go down the street to the high school gym and catch this show.
Look, man, you put Adam Cole on that roster, baby, and
ain't that the truth?
Hell,
ain't that the truth? So, speaking of Adam Cole being put on rosters, this week we had the WWE Draft.
We did.
Adam Cole was not put on any of these rosters, although if he would have been a bald guy named Adam Bell or what they call what was
Adam Bald. They put him Adam Bald because they have no creativity.
Yeah. Yep. Great. So Adam Cole, AEW, greatest fucking career move ever.
I mean, clearly they were like, oh yeah, let's do this, and then it was shit.
So I think it's really funny, right? That like the WWE draft happened. And
remember, it was the superstar shakeup for a long time, and then it was back to being the draft. I have to say this: the first ever WWE draft was the day I quit watching wrestling for like 8 years. I quit. I was like, "Fuck this! I'm out."
Is that because they drafted The Rock to UPN?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that was bad.
Yeah.
That was real bad.
Yeah. And we didn't have UPN.
Fuck that.
We didn't have UPN.
Fuck that.
How do we not have UPN?
I hate this draft. So, anyways, before you and I start talking about this, I want to make a point here. Like, I feel like it's really fucked up that Derek's not here to cover the WWE draft after him and I got into a 10-minute argument about the WWE draft on an episode because I refused to fucking talk about it.
I mean, he's got to crank one out, and he's been at work all day.
What a little dickbag.
He's got to crank. Look, he's fine.
If he was here right now, I'd punch him in his fucking suck hole.
You can't punch him through. Like, he's like at least 10 minutes away from where you are right now.
Like physically right here. I'd just punch him in the suck hole.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
fuck that guy.
I mean, that would be good television, but
you know what? I'm glad he's not here. Fuck him.
Like in your house, you're glad he's not in
like
your
in
house?
general. Like he can just not be here at all. Fuck him.
Okay. I kind of wish Derek was here, but that's okay.
Little cocksucker.
Well,
Can I say cocksucker?
I mean, I'm not going to stop you.
Okay. I just didn't know if cocksucker was appropriate for YouTube.
I don't think we're not monetized. I don't think anything's in it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Once we're monetized, you can't say that though.
Fucking cocksucker.
Yeah, once we're monetized, you can't say that. You have to like click it and be like, "No, I said cocksucker on this one. It's not."
Damn
and they're
it.
gonna be like, "We cannot put beer ads up on this because you said cocksucker." And Budweiser will not stand for that.
You know who would? Natty Light.
Maybe Wild Turkey too.
Yeah. So WWE Draft. So I think that this is the most pointless thing in the history of pointless things that WWE's ever done. And here's why. Because I hate the brand split. The brand split is the worst thing to ever happen to WWE ever. It's not ever been good.
No.
And I like the fact that like they do the draft so that like at least we can kind of see some different things, but they wouldn't have to do that and waste 2 shows and 2 days of our lives to do this every year, right?
Mm-mm.
If they just had one complete roster that fucking made sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, but some interesting things happened in this year's draft, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of for it, bud. So, obviously the first overall pick, the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I mean they're taking him off Friday. You kidding me? He runs that show. He's the remember when AJ Styles was the face that ran the place.
Yes, sir.
That's a that's a small piece of what Roman Reigns is to SmackDown right now.
That's fair because I mean AJ Styles was the reason you tuned into SmackDown in those days, right?
Yeah,
Like,
and it was great, and I love AJ Styles to this day.
do you think they could recapture that same magic with him on Raw?
With AJ?
Yeah.
No. No, I don't. I don't think they could do that. I think that I think AJ's on his way out. He may take a backstage role or something, but he's on his way out. And I think this is maybe one of his last runs, if not his last run as the tag team champion with Omos, which has been good. I'm not for the most part, like that sort of carried Raw, like up until Big E became champion, and like they had 2 good Raws in a row. Not last week, but like the 2 Raws before that. AJ and Omos and Randy and Riddle carried Raw. Like those were the only good segments for like 5 weeks, 6 weeks, something like that. But as far as AJ is concerned, I don't know that he might get a run at Big E. Big E may squash him, not squash him, but Big E may get a couple good matches, get a decent feud out of AJ Styles because he's on Raw, and that'll get Big E over. I don't think AJ has another title and like main. He won't be the WWE champion again, I don't think. And I think maybe that'll be the next thing once they get this Riddle, Omos, Randy thing out of the way. I think that AJ will get a little run at the title and then he'll lose, at a bullshit pay per view, and that'll be more or less it. And then AJ will like ride off into the sunset, like being one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. So,
I don't know, man. I'd like to see AJ get another title shot, another title run. Actually, what I'd like to see him do is get a Universal title run. I think that would kind of just be.
Ain't happening.
It's not happening, not now. But so let's go ahead here. Let's run down day one, right? So let's talk about SmackDown's picks. Roman Reigns, obviously, we talked about that. Charlotte Flair.
Weird pick.
Yeah,
Charlotte. By the way, they're doing Charlotte, Becky. They flopped them.
Well, they did that. They did that last year with the New Day and the Street Profits.
Well, they just traded though. They just traded the belts. I don't know. I really wish, because they did it with the Fiend too, when he was Universal Champion on Raw, and they brought him to SmackDown, and then they flip flopped everything. Because remember, Universal used to be on SmackDown, and everything else used to be on, and the WWE Championship used to be on. WWE Championship was on SmackDown.
Right,
Universal was on Raw. And
because it was red leather.
Yeah. And they did that with the Fiend, and then they turned it blue, and then it went black. Good night, buddy. I love you. You too. He threw you the horns. He had a good night tonight. He had 6 hits and 7 RBIs.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So,
monster.
But so apparently Charlotte Flair was a request by the Fox network.
Yeah.
Which I find really intriguing that the Fox executives were so high on Charlotte and maybe not so much on Big Time Bex, right? And then maybe that's because her time has come and gone as the man. You know what I'm saying? And maybe they felt like Charlotte was the smart investment. Maybe it's just the way she looks, the way she carries herself. She does carry herself like a champion. I mean, there's no question in that.
I mean, I'm not of the internet variety of against Charlotte Flair where they're like, Charlotte Flair. Blah, 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 blah. I love Charlotte. I think Charlotte's great.
I agree with you.
I think she's in, the best shape of her career. I think she's playing one of the best characters of her career. That just
unapologetically Charlotte.
Yeah, I think that's really where she shines. She's not, she's stepped into the role that her father filled, and she fills it in the same way that he does, or he did. At least
with a helicopter.
Well, let's drop that. But I mean, with the best, I'm the best. You can't beat me. I know you can't beat me. Let's go. And the only way anybody beats her is they either surprise her, they sort of kind of cheat, or like it's just she's shocked, right? She's never beat solidly, never solidly dominated. She's like beat with a roll up after like somebody pushed her leg off or somebody there was a distraction.
Yeah, man. Like I can't really think of any time that she's been like finished, right? Like
right. She's never been dominated. It's never happened.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm with you, pal. She is great, and like Derek was sitting here, he'd be like, "Oh, you guys, Charlotte Flair, right?"
That's a good impression.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what he sounds like. And then, so I like the pick. I'm a big Becky fan, and I'm unapologetically a Becky Lynch fan, right? So like, I think she belongs on Raw. I don't think that Friday night, the Friday Night Lights were for big time Bex. She's not there yet. Vince Russo actually is quoted saying she's a terrible promo.
Well, look, you shouldn't listen to what Vince Russo says.
Well, Vince Russo also thinks that Vince McMahon is his daddy and he loves him. Moving on, Drew McIntyre was also drafted to SmackDown.
That's going to happen at some point.
Oh, for sure. And you know what? If they lose, if they shake this like corny gimmick they saddled him with and just let him be the badass that he was.
So, hear me out on this. I think Drew is on SmackDown as a backup. I think the intention is for Roman to face The Rock at WrestleMania, right? That's the intention.
I mean, we've been talking about that for months and months,
right? But I think that's clearly not chiseled in stone, and there's a significant chance that The Rock's going to be like, nah. And I think that Drew is the guy who is there to have that run in case they can't get The Rock. I think their chances of getting The Rock right now are like 40%, which means
the rumor is if they can get him to appear at Survivor Series, it's a done deal.
Well, like I said, I think the chances of them getting The Rock is like 40%. And I think there's a 60% chance that we see Roman versus Drew at WrestleMania. And at that point, I mean, I don't know where it goes. I'm not here to call WrestleMania. They call WrestleMania like day of, sort of. So I guess we'll see what happens with that. Right. But I think that if they don't get The Rock, we get Drew versus Roman at WrestleMania, and I think that's great. That's a great WrestleMania. If we don't get The Rock, I think we get Drew and Roman in Survivor Series, and obviously Roman wins, but I think that'll be fine too.
Yeah.
But because I think there'll be a good build-up, I think it'll be really close. I think there'll be a little Uso interference. I think they'll keep Drew strong, and we'll go from there. I do think maybe Drew might end up being the guy that actually does dethrone Roman.
That could be. And I mean, if it's presented correctly, it'll be accepted, right? Because we all kind of got to the point where like, hey man, we're really happy for Drew McIntyre, and that guy absolutely deserves to win the title in front of people. But like, I think too that like it was that Roman Reigns esque thing where it's like, hey, we're gonna jam this guy down your fucking throats until you gag on it, right?
Yeah.
And that kind of left a sour taste in everybody's mouth. But I feel like if they present this whole Drew McIntyre Roman Reigns thing right, Drew is absolutely the guy to overtake Roman.
If they can't get The Rock, honestly, I think even if they get The Rock, I think they want Roman to beat The Rock, right? At WrestleMania. I think that's how they want it to go. But even after that, I think that, if that's the case, I think that Drew beats Roman down the line because he can't hold it forever, right?
Yeah, because Braun Breaker's going to take it
at some point. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he won't be. He'll be a Steiner by then.
Yeah,
Probably.
hopefully. Okay, so after Drew McIntyre, SmackDown brings in New Day, Kofi and Woodsy, Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss, which Hit Row from NXT.
I like
Naomi and Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, those are so. To me, those are all. A lot of that's just people for Roman to run through. Hit Row, I don't think you'll see that happen. But
no, I'm not into them at all.
I'm not really either. I'm really not. I think they're going to flounder on the main roster. Truth be told,
not into that at all. I could give two shits. Like when Isaiah Swerve Scott was by himself, like I kind of saw something there. But now he's like hanging out with his boys, and it just takes away from his star power.
I do think that he may get a shot at Roman, and Roman might kill him and kill all of them. I think that might be the case. I think that there may be Hit Row may be squashed by the tribal chief and the bloodline. I think that's going to happen. I think that's going to happen. I think they're going to embarrass them.
I really like this Naomi pick, right? Like they've been teasing this Naomi and Sonya Deville thing for quite a few weeks now.
Yeah.
And I am not super high on Naomi as a performer.
No, she's not very good. She does the same stuff.
I think it's just because of the gimmick, man. Like I think that the gimmick is just tired. And I'd like to see them repackage her.
It's 12 years old or something at this point. It's like, really old.
I can't do it anymore, man. And the same with Jeff Hardy. It's like, let him bring back Willow. Let's go.
Jeff Hardy, yeah, let's go. He's got to go. Jeff Hardy's got to go heel. Like, I can't watch him get beat as a babyface anymore. Has Jeff Hardy won in 3 years? I don't.
He's been enhancement talent for quite some time.
I mean, they continuously like kind of pluck him into like mid-level title pictures. Like, hey, Jeff Hardy can do things that make the crowd go but he's either the loser or it's never good.
So night one, Raw comes through with Big E, Bianca Belair, RK Bro, and Edge.
I like the Edge move. Truthfully, I want Edge to be heel though. Like
I do
Edge,
too. And I want him to go after Big E, and I want him to win the WWE Championship.
And I want Big E to beat him. Truthfully.
I want him to do whatever he wants to do for the next year, and then just go live your best life, Adam Copeland, because your time here is done. Right? Like I want this as a fan of this guy. I want him to get his moment in the sun, and I'm not going to sit here and act like it's not that. I love Big E, and I think Big E is going to be a great champion someday. But today's not that day. I still don't think that he's ready for that responsibility.
No, I think you're right. I think I want to see Edge as a heel, and so here's what I think. I think I want to see Edge as a heel, and I think I want to see Edge take it from Big E at WrestleMania. Right?
Yeah, I'd be totally into that. That'd be a great story, dude. Yeah. Edge could turn into full-on rated R superstar, the opportunistic one, and do all this stuff, man, to get under Big E's skin and do it. Like it'd be awesome, and make Big E get all mad because that's kind of his shtick now, right? Like he's this fun-loving guy that gets angry and beats people up.
Yeah, like I said, I think I want to see it at WrestleMania though, and that would be good. But I think So there's a few ways though that Raw could go. So they got Rollins on Raw, obviously with big time Bex as well. And God, I can't imagine that not being on Rollins at some point, right?
I
Like,
would imagine it's got to be there.
I mean, that actually might be the first thing that happens. So the other thing that could happen, and obviously they write this shit by the seat of their pants. The other thing that happens is Rollins beats Big E. Maybe it's Survivor Series. Probably whatever the next big pay-per-view is. Rollins beats Big E, and then it's Rollins versus Finn Balor as the Demon, and I think they revisit that because they're high on the Demon, right? They want to sell action figures, they want to sell new action figures, they want to sell T-shirts. I think it goes to Rollins. I think Balor as the Demon beats Rollins, and then maybe Balor versus Edge. I think there's a lot of potential. There's a lot of storylines involved, right? It could be it could go any way. But they got Balor, they got Rollins, they got Big E, they got Edge. I mean, that's where we are for the next 12 months.
Listen, and like the wrestling purist in me is really happy with like the draft picks that Raw's made. Like Edge alone is going to make me want to watch. And then you add Seth Rollins in the mix, and then you got Finn Balor, Damian Priest is still there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tune into Raw. So I think they did their job from the standpoint of they kind of balanced the rosters a little bit without really like sacrificing too much on SmackDown, because obviously Roman Reigns is the meat of SmackDown. Roman Reigns is the end all be all on SmackDown. And then you got people like Brock Lesnar saying he's a free agent. He's going to do what he wants to do. Bayley just came out today and said she's a free agent. She's going to do what she wants to do, which tells me she's getting close to a return, right?
I hope so. Look, the one thing I need to say this. The one thing that has been evident is that the women's division has suffered greatly without Bayley.
Oh, 100%.
And she is like clearly a very, very, very important piece in all of this. And whether she's a babyface or a heel.
I wouldn't have said that 3 years ago.
But her heel run is phenomenal. Her current ding dong, hello.
Oh
my God. It's the best. It was the Oh my God, I miss it. It was so good.
And here's the thing too, pal. Like I don't understand why they didn't capitalize on that, right? Like she just blew out her ACL, pal. Like she could still be on TV doing the ding dong hello gimmick.
I think she'll be back doing that first. I think that'll be soon. Truthfully, I think her shoulders were sore too from fucking carrying this shit for so long.
Yeah, well, it's fucking noticeable right now, bud.
Oh my God, is it ever?
So
is it ever? Hey, Bayley, we're gonna just put this on you, and you're gonna be the face of all of this. And we're not gonna really shine it, but like you got this. And then like she's going, and it's like, holy fuck, what a vacuum! Like she had like there was 20 minutes every Friday that like Bayley was just like, hey, I'm entertaining, turn on the fucking TV.
That's right.
And that's not there. And now it's like, God, there's like 20 minutes of sucky shit since Bayley got hurt, right? So and that's it. They filled it with sucky shit.
To round out night one for Monday Night Raw, Rhea Ripley, Nikki ASH, Bearcat Keith Lee, Rey and Dominic Mysterio, and Austin Theory from NXT. I think that's a phenomenal pick for Monday Night Raw. I'm loving me some Austin Theory. He was up there before, not quite ready, so they sent his ass back. Honorable mentions from night one. This happened on Talking Smack. Raw ended up with Nia Jax, Drake Maverick from NXT. Reggie, Zelina Vega, Akira Tozawa, Alpha Academy, R-Truth, John Morrison, Doudrop, T-Bar, Apollo Crews, and Commander Aziz. SmackDown ended up with Aaliyah, Tony Storm, Drew Gulak, Mace, Mustafa Ali, and Mansoor. Some mid-card players. I don't like that Tony Storm wasn't like given a little bit more of a star spot, right? Like, damn.
She's been non-impressive lately. It's
Well,
hard. That's
I mean,
hard. Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying because I'm a fan, but she's been not good lately. So
I just don't get it, man. And then so night 2, which would have been last night, we started off Becky Lynch to Raw. We already discussed that. The Usos get drafted to SmackDown.
so yeah,
Sasha Banks, King Nakamura and Rick Boogs, Sheamus, Shayna Baszler, Xia Li, the Viking Raiders, Ricochet, Humberto Correa and Angel Garza, Cesaro, Ridge Holland, Sami Zayn, all on their way to SmackDown. Good Lord, there are some names on here going to SmackDown that I'm excited about.
So I mean, obviously, you keep the bloodline together. That's the bread and butter of SmackDown.
Well, I like that they teased that they weren't going to keep it together.
Oh, maybe we change them up. No, Naomi was already there. That was it. It was over, right?
Right.
They don't break up the families. You can't look. You break up a family, you're like,
Yeah, if you break up the family, your wife cheats on your mom cheats on your dad with his best friend, and then they put it on TV.
yeah, because that's happened, and they don't want that anymore. Because
no, it didn't. When did that happen?
What?
You're
cheats,
kidding.
your mom cheats on your dad with his best friend. I mean, Edge like 4 times.
How dare you?
How dare you besmirch the good name of Adam Copeland?
But that actually did happen. So I mean,
piece of shit.
But listen, so they don't do that shit no more, right?
No, because
let's talk about how awesome Shayna Baszler going to SmackDown is going to be.
Yes.
Like,
oh God, please,
one of the most underutilized talents in the entire world.
Give her the run on SmackDown that she got on fucking.
The thing is, man, she's gonna have to dethrone Charlotte to get that right, and it's like, what's that?
Oh my
God,
like? I can't wait for
it. That feud's gonna be phenomenal.
The Shayna Bone Collector care. Oh my God, Bone Collector. She's a bone collector right now.
I do like. I've been seeing little twinges that I'm into it.
Oh my God, no, that's hashtag Bone Collector.
Right.
She's the Shayna. She's the Bone Collector. Pat McAfee is gonna sell the shit out of that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm so into that. That makes me tune into SmackDown automatically for sure. Period. Like
let's be honest. Nakamura and Rick Boogs are still on SmackDown because of Pat McAfee.
Oh my God,
like
Boogs and Nakamura. I'm so yes, give it.
But you know what's really exciting? Ricochet, Humberto Correa, and Angel Garza. I don't give a shit about Humberto Correa, right? Like Angel Garza, I've been on that guy for a couple of years now, and I just want to see him do something good, right? But man, Pretty Ricky going to SmackDown, the Prime show, the A show. Is he back in the good graces?
I think he might be. I think he's got a Intercontinental Championship run in him. IC title's still on SmackDown, right? That didn't get drafted.
Yes, it's on King Nakamura.
Yeah. So I think Pretty Ricky's got an IC title run in him, and I hope to see that. That's really, when I saw that, I was like, ooh, Ricochet versus Nakamura. That's gonna be good. I hope to see that.
I'd be into that.
Who wouldn't be? That's great booking.
Who's
with
this?
With Rick Boogs.
Who's this? This Cesaro guy. Cesaro. Who's that?
Are we talking about the bar? Because now we get the bar.
I mean, it only makes sense to put those guys back together, right? Like,
oh my God,
at this point.
Oh my God, does it not?
I mean, I'm intrigued by this Ridge Holland thing too. Like,
I think Roman's going to kill him, but
oh yeah, he's definitely not on that level. But
that'll be a fun look. I think he's totally gonna like challenge Roman and like get, like, there'll be a mediocre pay-per-view where he gets a match against Roman that might be the main event, and Roman will kill him. But that'll be fun.
Yeah. So Monday Night Raw didn't do too shabby on night 2. Becky Lynch, Bobby Lashley, Seth Rollins, Damian Priest, AJ Styles and Omos, Kevin Owens, Street Profits, Finn Balor, Karrion Kross, Alexa Bliss, Carmella, and Gable Stevenson.
Yeah, that last pick. Holy fuck.
Good for them, man.
No,
Good
Raw's
for
going to be
him.
a good show. Raw, yeah, for sure. Raw's going to be a good show. I feel like Raw's been a bad show. It's been a forced thing. I do think, though, with all the star power on there, the Big E's days are numbered. Survivor Series is the next major pay-per-view.
I don't think it's going to be that soon.
Really?
I don't.
I don't think he keeps it through Survivor Series.
They're not going to have any time to hot. The only way that they'd be able to do anything meaningful is if they hot shotted something, and you're not going to hot shot something with some of these guys, man.
Yeah, you're right.
Unless they hot shot KO, which would make the most sense because he's Mr. Hot Shot for them, and into being a believable title challenger.
Well, and at the top, to make that point too, is that like KO's contract comes up in January, so it's hard to be like, well, I'm the top guy. Yeah, I'll go to AEW. It could be that could happen, right?
Yeah. Oh,
and they don't do that. You're right. He keeps it until WrestleMania, and then he loses it there. They could both lose it at WrestleMania, or Roman could beat The Rock, and we'll see.
The bloodline continues. So, I mean, I'm into the fact that Raw got a little bit better, right? Like Raw got a lot of bit better.
It had to because it wasn't good.
But the thing is, though, too, pal, it's like I don't necessarily know that it's the personnel as much as it is the writing. Like Karrion Kross is still going to be BDSM. You know what I'm saying? Like Keith Lee's still going to be a confused monster trying to figure out who he is. You know,
wearing a gimp mask,
right? Like, you know, Edge is going to be Edge. Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch, clearly that's going to continue. But for the Raw Championship, you know, Damian Priest is fun. I do want to see AJ Styles get another run. Maybe he does something with Edge. I would be into AJ Styles versus Edge. Give me that. Give me all of that. Finn Balor, you know, with AJ and Seth and Edge. I'm into all of this. Like, there's a lot of great potential matchups on this Raw, you know, the Raw draft. The question is, are they going to capitalize on it? You know, and that's to be seen. And then on Raw Talk, to round out the draft, we have Raw drafted Dana Brooke, Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode, Jackson Riker, Veer, Liv Morgan, Mia Yim, Tamina Snuka, Tegan Knox, Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander, The Miz, and SmackDown drafted Shotzi Blackheart and Natalya, Jinder Mahal, and Shanky.
They left Veer out to dry, eh?
So maybe they see something in this guy? I mean, that was the first thing that came to mind. Like when I saw that they separated the three of them and the one dude is on the A show, it's like, do they see something in Veer? Like,
or are they going to bury Veer? Is he about to be? Wait, was Elias drafted? Is Elias still hurt? What's going on with Elias?
Oh, I'm sorry. I stand corrected. Veer is on Raw.
Yeah, Veer's on Raw.
Yeah, Jinder, they're going to beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
I thought I was talking about SmackDown. That's on me.
Yeah, no.
No, Elias is dead.
Yeah, he is.
That sucks. They did those Elias is dead vignettes for like 3 weeks and really thought we were going to get some sort of payoff on Elias. And now Elias is just.
Now he's real dead.
Now he's really dead. Like nobody's talking about him. Maybe that's what they wanted.
I think I'm the first person to bring up Elias in 3 weeks.
I really like Elias, dude. Like I've
right.
He's got world champion written all over him, as far as I'm concerned.
As for like 4 years at this point. Like,
hello, I am Elias. Like, that's the best guitar gimmick that WWE's ever had.
It's better than Jeff Jarrett, and they put a title on him.
100%. Like, my man was just like a heat-seeking missile, bro. Like,
Oh
we've come in here 3 weeks in a row and talked about this shit in Seattle, and that's the kind of heat that guy can generate while still having a crowd just in the palm of his hand.
I mean, how he's the best heel. He's so
And he's
good.
passable in the ring.
He's fine. Like you could put a title on him. He'd be much better than, I mean, he'd be Big E levels of title run, right? Like it would be fine.
I'd be into it.
They put it on Jinder Mahal. Like
Listen,
he'd be a better
hindsight,
champ than Jinder.
In hindsight, that was a pretty decent little run from a business standpoint because like they were able to kind of reach out to India and get, all that stuff going on. And at the end of the day, man, that's what it is. It's business, right?
Well, Jinder's Canadian, but still.
Yeah, well, he's still of Indian descent, pal. Like why gotta water it down, huh?
Because he came from he's not Punjabi prison match.
Why you gotta be negative no balls?
Because Punjabi prison matches. Anyway, are we done? We done with it? What do we think of the draft? Let's give it a grade.
That's what I was gonna say. You want to go ahead and just give me a quick breakdown, man. What do you think about the draft? Where you at? Give it a grade.
All right, so the week starts for me on Monday, so we're gonna talk about Raw first. Although they started on Friday, which is weird, but whatever. Raw got the better end of the stick, but that makes sense. I think Raw's going to be good. I think they've finally got some good talent on Raw. I feel like they've been sort of that Raw is such a long show.
Yeah.
That like the devoid of talent for the last year has been just a suck hole of like shittiness. So, the fact that like one, Drew doesn't have to carry the 3-hour program anymore, and now he's on SmackDown where he can like, his shoulders can get a rest is good. They kept Riddle, Omos, AJ, and Randy Orton. I feel like that's all good. Right, like that's all like those guys were still involved in like major, like those guys were carrying it for the last like 2-3 months, so like that's good. But now they've got Balor and they've got Rollins and they've got just guys who really can pick up the ball and run with it. So Raw's going to be a good show. The thing about SmackDown that's always been the thing is that Roman's a tribal chief, right? And like they're not taking that off Roman anytime soon, and we know that now. That he's got to beat he's got to beat especially now that CM Punk's with AEW, he's got to beat CM Punk's reign, right? His
well, yeah, but Brock already did that.
He did, but Brock wasn't there. Roman's on.
That's fair.
Single.
That's
week.
Fair.
So, keeping that there, that makes sense. And they gave Roman a lot of guys who are credible enough. But like when Roman beats them, we're not going to be like, oh my God, I can't. But it's not going to be like when Roman beat the Demon, right? I feel like in watching this, they learned their lesson to like build up a Demon, Finn Balor, who is literally everybody's like number 1 or number 2, right? In their hearts.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh my God, you put the Demon out there. You better put the title on the Demon. You didn't. Boo, 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 boo. But like when he beats.
Speaking of, did you see the picture of the cameraman cutting the rope?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw it. It's rough.
That's inexcusable.
I mean, good on the WWE. You're right. I mean, they didn't sell it on. I didn't see it on TV. I didn't see it live. I just thought it was bullshit live. But yeah, you're right. It happened. It was there. Somebody got a picture.
They tried.
Everybody's got a camera in their pocket now, though. So kayfabe is dead.
Yeah.
No. I mean, they gave Roman a bunch of guys to run through, a bunch of credible guys to run through. Truth be told, and and they gave him Drew, who is the wild card in this, where it's like he could run through him or Drew could take it, and regardless, it just depends on what they need at that time. So no, I think I think overall the draft is going to produce better television. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like it's going to
Makes
produce
perfect sense.
it's going to produce much better television. I feel like they were sort of in between a rock and a hard place before, and now they're not. And I like the move of Charlotte. I really want to see what happens. Like, not see what happens. I want to read what happens. I'm sure Charlotte and Becky are going to have to wrestle in like those like shitty like Walmart sweats, like that make them look like they're not like humans. They're just like I'm a person in sweats.
I could see Becky and Charlotte being the ones that are like, nah, man, nah, you want us, we're gonna do what we do.
I would rather them not get killed in Saudi Arabia.
I'm just saying, pal. I could see that being a thing.
I mean,
because you're talking about two very strong-willed women.
Look, man, if that's gonna happen, sign me up because I'll watch it. But yeah.
Blood Money 5.
Blood Money 5.
Listen, I'm gonna wholeheartedly agree with you, right? Like from a TV production standpoint, the draft is absolutely perfect.
Yeah,
like absolutely. We touched on this, man. There's plenty of matches, especially on the Monday Night Raw thing that like the wrestling purist, right, wants to see. I'm into watching AJ Styles versus Edge. I'm into watching Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles. Damian Priest and Kevin Owens, Finn Balor. You throw any of that stuff. Give me Karrion Kross minus the BDSM gimmick, and like just let Karrion Kross be Karrion Kross.
The Dirty Dogs too. Hold on. So
yes.
Dolph Ziggler and
absolutely
and Big Bob, who he's now Big Bob Rude, as far as that's concerned. However, from a Pittsburgh standpoint, Big Bob works with Mikey on the Freak Show on 96.1 Kiss FM. But Big Bob, yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I'm into it, man. And like, I'm interested to see Gable Stevenson, Olympic gold medalist, if I'm not mistaken.
He is.
Coming in, trying to do his thing, trying to kind of play off of the, walk the path that Kurt Angle created. I'll be interested to see how he's presented. He's a big boy. He's a handsome man. I'm going to be really interested to see what they do with that. I really, really am, and then, the women's division, man, Raw seems like they kind of just took on a bunch of bodies, right? Like Dana Brooke. And do you see that shit? Corey Graves buried her on commentary, and
what the fuck was that? What was that? I watched that live. Like that was awful.
Oh my god!
Graves was like, it's time to just cut ties and like.
Yeah, he was like, listen, just because somebody gives me a box full of tools doesn't mean I can build a house. It's like, whew, dude. Like Dana's not that bad.
Not only she's not that bad, like she's actually better than like a lot of. Dana's really good. Like, why are we burying Dana Brooke? Like, what's the like? Did they run that by her for like what the hell?
I don't get it, man. But like that whole, and then she called out Graves. They think that she called out Graves on Instagram. It was just like, hey man, you're a fucking clown. Oh, like it's interesting, man. Like I don't think she's as bad as like Graves put her out to be. Who knows? Maybe she tried to. Maybe she was the one, the mystery camera phone person. She caught Graves in the shower. It's got to be something. Why you go after Dana Brooke, man? She just like minds her P's and Q's and does her fucking thing. It's like, I don't understand. But, Tegan Knox.
I really like Dana Brooke. I really do.
I do too. I think she's great. She's not great, but like I think she's really, really good, man. Like she's got an opportunity. She's got a good look. She's got a good in-ring presentation. Like, give her a shot, man. You know what I mean?
She's better than Tamina and like
yeah.
She's better than Natty. I mean, it's yeah. Sorry.
Wow. I did not suspect that.
She's way better than Naomi.
Oh well, that's fucking for sure.
Baby.
But we'll see what happens, man. I'm interested. Monday Night Raw has piqued my interest. SmackDown's got some really solid choices here. I mean,
Well, I mean,
obviously,
I feel like SmackDown, it makes sense with what they're
yeah,
gonna look like. They're not gonna dethrone Roman, so they
no,
just put guys out there who like you will like to see in a feud with Roman. But when Roman beats them, you'll be like, yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, but I'm not even talking about that, man. It's like let's work on the mid card, the undercard a little
And
bit.
the bar.
Yeah, give me all of that. Give me all of that. It'll be good. It'll be great. I'm into it. I can't wait to see what happens. Despite this being something that I am not a fan of, I feel like this is the first year that I can look up and down this list and be like, okay, you have my attention.
I see what they're going for, and like, look, they're not gonna let Roman kill anybody that I really like. Two, they're like maybe gonna reunite a tag team that I really like in
Yeah,
Debar, and like it's just opportunity,
it's gonna be fun.
opportunity is there. The women's division is going to be good. They kept, oh my god, they kept Charlotte and Becky away from each other, which is great.
It is great,
Oh my
actually,
god,
because I don't want
I
to
don't
see
want to see
them
that.
wrestle a match
Yeah,
ever again.
no, I don't either. I'm done with that.
Yeah.
I think WWE's done with that. Let's just be done with it. I mean, they're gonna do it at Super Showdown, but I'm not gonna watch. So yeah.
So, all right, my man. Well, give me good. Throw me your grade, man. What do you think? How do you think WWE is going to do with this draft? What is your letter grade on this draft?
You know what? Truth be told, me just because I've like I can see the future because I'm clairvoyant like
Do
that.
you see a fan's future or do you see a Vince McMahon future?
No, I see a fan's future,
Oh,
and
well, then we're all fucked.
well, probably, but you know what? I'm gonna give it an A because I think they did the right thing. Like they're gonna run Roman through people, but they're gonna run Roman through people who I expect Roman to run through.
Yeah,
Um, and they put people on Raw, and I feel like they're gonna hot shot Raw here and there because that's just how it goes. And as much as I'm into the Big E title run, I'm not sold on his long term like longevity
none.
as a champion. So the fact that there's like all these guys who could maybe well be champions plus additional feuds to go along with all of that is great. So I'm 100% in. I feel like they did their best, and I don't see any misses here really. There's no misses.
No.
I think we'll see some call ups here. I think we'll see some surprises here and there with a Brock Lesnar, maybe a Rock, maybe a this, that, the other call up from NXT, whatever. Braun Breaker, we'll probably see him, but he'll probably be a signer at some point. I mean, I think they really did a good job. This is probably the best time they've done a good job in the sense of like they really were like, all right, look, let's be real about this.
Yeah,
And they really just like kind of did it on the sense of like, look, let's just not bullshit the fans. And that's how I feel right now.
100%.
I feel
So
not bullshitted.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna give it an A. I think that there's a lot of intriguing matchups on Monday Night Raw. SmackDown is gonna become the Roman Reigns and Charlotte Flair show, and I'm okay with it.
That's what Fox wants.
Yeah, I'm
They
okay
can
with
have
it.
it.
I
Yeah,
really
they
am.
can have it.
But Monday Night Raw, to me, looking at the roster up and down through the draft, man, there's a lot of fun matchups. And I think you said this, when we were pre-show, there's going to be a lot of WWE Championship changes, and I'm here for it, man.
It's fine.
I mean,
Look, that
let's
happened. That should happen all the time during the Attitude Era. It's fine.
yeah,
I'm here for it.
I'm here for it too, bud. Let's just fucking saddle up and go on this ride together, and let's just hope that they don't drop the ball, because at the end of the day, that's what this is really about. But looking at these two rosters and the way that they're broken down, God bless America. They are very well put together, and
They
I'm
are.
really excited to see what could happen. Hey man, real quick, we're getting deep here.
Match of the week.
Match of the week, good sir.
All right, I got you. So we're gonna go with Jungle Boy versus Adam Cole from AEW Dynamite.
I really enjoyed that match.
It was good. Man, so Adam Cole continues to prove that it doesn't matter who, not the Jungle Boy's bad. I'm not trying to say that. But Adam Cole continues to prove that all you have to do to make Adam Cole feel special is ring the freaking bell. And
fair. Absolutely fair.
Good God. The man is, they called Kenny Omega the best bout machine. He's not. It's Adam Cole, baby. And truthfully, I hope Hangman comes back. I hope he doesn't take the title off Kenny Omega, and I hope it's Adam Cole, baby. Because good God, has this man just put on a clinic. Like, he shows up, you know, I say about how, like, Bryan Danielson can, you know, drag a great match out of anybody. They've put Adam Cole with guys who can also just put on good matches. And good Lord, has that been compelling television. Like, they've got AEW.
Story time with Adam Cole, baby.
AEW has the talent. And, man, they just put him in the ring with the guy who's at the tippy top of his game. Like, good God. Good freaking God. Fantastic match. It didn't even go that long, but man, did they really just knock everything down. Like, it was so crisp.
I could have done without all the bullshit at the end of the match, after the match.
You know what? I like that too. It was so crisp. It was so clean. They did the run-ins and they did the AEW thing, right? That's the AEW thing. We expected it, right? Christian Cage is coming out. So is, you know, Luchasaurus. So is fantastic. I can't say enough good about it. Keep doing this kind of thing in AEW, and you have my eyeballs. I will watch, and I will continue to watch because it's fun and I like it. It's like, good God, The Witcher is coming back on Netflix soon. Like, in
I don't know what
weeks.
that means.
What the fuck, really? The Witch, go watch it. The Witcher. It's a
what is that, like Hocus Pocus?
Yes, it's absolutely Hocus Pocus, but like more boobies.
I smell children.
And there's boobies, though.
Well, I mean, to be fair, there's boobies in Hocus Pocus too.
Okay, well, there's nipples.
They're just like popping out.
There's better nipples. It's good. You should watch it. Watch the first season, anyway. But it's coming back. But it's like that. So it's like, this is what I want to watch. This is compelling television. Do more of this, less of everything else, and do that. But yeah, Adam Cole versus Jungle Boy, best match of the week. Like, I can't even say they're like, I've got a competitor. No, that's it.
So I gotta admit something, pal.
What? That was your match of the week too, because it was the best one.
I feel like hell's about to freeze over because you and I both picked AEW matches as our match of the week.
Well, I mean, happens. Look, it was administrative otherwise.
That's fair. That's fair. My match of the week was actually Bryan Danielson versus Nick Jackson.
That was fun too.
Rampage. They actually had a really good technical wrestling match, man.
It was actually better than Kenny versus Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but that's actually factually
actually a better match.
It wasn't so broken, right?
And it wasn't as long, and it was faster paced. It was better paced. It was,
I'm as critical as they come about the Young Bucks and like their in-ring prowess and their in-ring presentation. But I'll tell you what, bro, like they are so focused on being like the most over characters in the business right now. And I'm here for it. I am on the Young Buck Express as far as character development, because those guys are the greatest. I just want to fucking punch you in the face kind of heels that I've ever seen in my entire life.
So I'm going to give you my criticism to that match was that he still had to get Mr. Jackson still had to get his shit in. And
that's fair.
It was shoehorned,
but
but the pace was faster. The pace was better. This was the match I wanted to see out of Kenny and Bryan Danielson.
I mean, but you can make
So I
the
agree.
argument, bro, that everybody's got to get their shit in, right? It's like getting your shit in is what makes you who you are.
But there's more shit though with the Bucks.
Well, I mean, they're the Bucks.
Yeah, I mean,
They feel like they have that right.
That's fine. Look, that's fine. I'm not. It was good. I'm not telling you what. It was the second best match on that card. Besides Adam Cole versus Jungle Boy, it was the second best. So yeah, it was great.
I'm just gonna disagree.
It's fine. You're allowed.
I know that I'm allowed because I'm a. Don't make me come up here, pal.
Look. I'd agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong. So let's just agree to disagree.
We wouldn't both be wrong. You would just not be wrong. You would be right.
Yeah. I mean, that's how that works.
Yeah. So you would be right. Nobody would be wrong.
I mean, you'd be wrong.
No, you'd be wrong.
Wait, what? No.
Yeah.
Agreed to disagree.
All right.
I guess
I gotta get my shit in. Penny's back here getting her shit in.
There's Penny. Good Lord. Hi, Pen. Where you been?
Speaking of people getting their shit in, Penny's just back here getting her shit in.
There's Penny. Hi, Penny.
Now it's my turn.
He's like, I gotta get on camera. Look how beautiful she is. Good Lord.
She looks like a eye scratchy, sneezy nightmare.
I mean, maybe to those of you who are allergic to cats, but she's so soft.
I'm sure that she is just the peachiest of peaches.
Yes.
But I look at that and I look at a fucking really, really bad night.
Go on, Walt.
So I'm gonna get my shit in.
Please do.
Okay. Got my shit in.
That's it?
Nah, I don't fucking know. Hi, Pen. So if you're watching us on YouTube, you know that we exist. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Tom loves them comments.
She's so soft.
Hi, Penny. Check us out on social media, Twitter and Instagram at @1_fall WC. That's ONE. Hey, man, audio folks, we appreciate you so very much. Keep coming out, man, doing the thing. I know that maybe the night that this episode drops, Derek's talking about he wants to do something, so we'll see how that goes. Tom, you might not be in. I'll send the invite. We'll make it happen.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, if you come, you come. You don't, you don't. It is what it is.
Well, it's Thursday. I'll be home. It gets dark and I don't have lights, so yeah, I'll be home.
Okay, well that's good. So we might have some extra shit this week. Yeah. So hey man, we appreciate everybody. We've been doing this shit. This is 50 episode, Tom. So my plan was.
So we're one away from a year then. Yeah.
Because we missed an episode, but
yeah, only one. That's good though.
So next week will be
fucking Iron Man.
Will be the 1 year anniversary of this show, and I'm gonna go ahead and suggest right now, Tom, that we do with the State of the Union of Professional Wrestling next week. Because that was our very first episode ever.
Sold.
So, with all that being said, we'll catch you next week. Thanks for hanging out with One Fall WrestleCast. Peace out, people.